Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on?
Mhm.
Dude, I am fired up this week. We got a lot of great guests this week.
Another great week.
Dude, it's going to be another amazing week. We got some awesome guests this week. We've got the fine gentlemen from Spark Innovations, Mr. Ed and Rich. Super excited to have them on.
It's a Wednesday, best day of the week.
It's hump day, baby. Let's
That's
go.
what I'm saying.
I'm fired up.
Holiday action.
As always, we've got our special guests. They are always special to us. Let's go ahead and give a nice drum roll, please, for the one and only Mr. Blaine Hastings. Blaine, brother, what is going on?
What's up, Drew?
What's up, boys?
What's up, John?
Drew, what's up, bud? John, welcome. Blaine, how are you this week, my friend?
I'm tired right now, but I'm pretty good. How are you boys doing? I'm
good.
super excited about this week. I've actually had like a little bit of butterflies for the past couple days, getting ready for these guests.
Oh,
Super cool to line these guys up, man.
Well, you better not get too blushy when they come on, okay?
I'm not guaranteeing anything.
Hey, we got Lunkers in here that said he loves the hat, Blaine.
Lunkers, congratulations on that T-shirt, buddy. Why don't you start lifting to fit into it?
Oh, wow.
So now, next up, our other very special guest, we've got Mr. Josh TCP Daly. What's up, buddy?
What up, guys?
You've been playing Mr. Epoxy, haven't you?
Snacks on deck.
Do you already have
snacks on deck?
We're epoxying everything in the car, basically.
You know, we need to bring like a health expert in. Like that should be our next special guest, and we need to talk about the average calorie intake you can have on a daily basis. I'm worried about you, Josh. I'm worried about you, bud.
It's okay. We're drinking light beer.
Oh, is that going to help?
Hey, it cancels out, I guess. It cancels.
Oh, boy.
I mean,
he drinks a cup of water. I mean, it cancels out everything. What are you talking about?
beer is 95% water, if you didn't know. So
95%. Wow.
Now we all learned something today.
You do learn something new every single day, buddy.
Well, isn't Michelob Light like 98% water? You could get like pulled over after like a case of it, and a cop would let you walk away and laughing at you.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. It's like near beer.
I think I know who we need to bring on as our next guest. We've got
we do got a big piece of
shiny.
Well, show us a little bit. Tell us what you got going on there.
So this is just a beauty panel I made for my roof. So I'm just gonna put this bad boy up like this.
Where's the beauty part of it?
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Dang.
Ouch.
Haters gonna hate, dude.
That's rough,
The
man.
haters
That's
gonna
rough.
hate.
You got me feeling some type of way this evening, boys.
I guess. Well, listen, let's start knocking out some of these awesome announcements we got real quick. And this one's getting to become a weekly thing, but I just want to make sure everybody remembers, okay? Guys, don't forget July 13th and 14th at Honda Hills. We've got Liberty Bay Showdown Car, Truck, and Bike Show. July 13th and 14th, we've got Base Wars, USAC, and ADBL, and ASECO going to be out there repping. This is a car, truck, and bike show. So there's a car show, audio show. And overall, it's going to be a fun time. And we made it 2 days, so it's more enjoyable.
2 days is always awesome for a show, man. Especially when you travel, it just makes it worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the conversations that we've had was, we thought of people like you, Blaine. You guys are way up out of the way. And you guys are. And there was other people down in North Carolina that came to our show last year that it was like, we need to make it more enjoyable for them.
You wanna be satisfied being like, I traveled this far for 2 days, not just a couple hours,
Right.
Yep. So we need to make sure that we give everybody a show that's worthwhile and worth attending. So again, guys, mark your calendars. Don't forget, if you guys want to pre-order your tickets, you guys can go to libertybaseshop.com and purchase your tickets there. And again, don't forget, you got to bring your receipt. That's your ticket. Am I missing anything else?
Do not know. No, I don't think so. I think you nailed it.
All right. Let's just bring in these two, man. I'm super excited for that.
Listen, I see you geeking over there. All right,
a little bit.
Blushing.
Who wouldn't be, man? Who wouldn't be? This is bad ass right here.
All right. Well, wait, hold on. We got to say hi to Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Hey, Paul. What up, baby?
Paul's in here. Adam's in here. He finally made it. He's not late this week.
Adam who, Jace?
Well, I don't want to put the name up right now because there's bad words in it. And I don't want to get copyrighted or demonetized. So let's not do that.
I think it could be Steiger.
Could potentially.
And you also can't say names, so.
Hey now, listen.
Well, that's kind of where I was leaning.
I have grown from the very first show. You can leave me alone, okay? Jiminy Christmas. I'm going to be attacked this whole time.
We're getting them hooked on phonics for Christmas. Don't worry, guys.
Get me the Rosetta Stone. It'll just be on English. All righty, guys. Well, listen, without further ado, let's bring on our special guest, Mr. Ed and Rich from Spark Innovations.
Man.
Oh, hello. Beautiful. Smile. That is $1 million smile.
Rich's chair is a little close.
Legend.
No, it's not.
He scooted it up. I saw him backstage. He did it on purpose.
All right. How about that? Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
You look perfect right there, my friend.
Oh,
what do you guys got going on? How are you?
Oh, man. I like the fact that we're on your show. That's damn exciting.
Well, why? Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
And it's the season, so constant building.
Tis the season, boys.
Yeah.
This is the season where we break stuff, try to get it fixed before the next show, and hope everything stays together.
Yeah. And for us, it's rushing development that we've been going on for a year to try and get something to show at an event somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
An event that we haven't seen the Sparks Innovation booth up, and we haven't ran into one of you two guys. And you guys are definitely putting out some products that all of us base heads are loving. But I'm wicked excited about like your newest product, that sub. A little bit about that and where that came about and developed, because I'm sure I'm not the only one interested in it. Trust me when I say that.
Well, yeah, it's something we that's not out yet, so we just want to put that out there in case anyone's looking right now. But we're still working. We're on the tail end of working on it before we can launch it.
Well, from the pictures I've seen and the write-up that you do, and we're going to talk about this later on through the stream, guys. So, again, if there's something you guys are interested in, make sure you guys watch the whole thing, because we're going to go really in-depth on their new subwoofer, the Blaster. So we'll get ready to get to that one. One thing I want to comment, though, that Blaine kind of just touched on was about seeing you guys at all these shows. I want to give just a big round of applause for you guys, because I think your booth is
Thank you.
It's always really well prepared. I mean, and this is coming from somebody who does set up a booth. It can get chaotic sometimes. And you're trying to set up your builds, and you're trying to get your table all set up ready. And it's just like every time I walk and past your guys' booth, no matter what time, it's already done. It's like you guys came in the night before and it's ready to go. So kudos to you guys. I don't know how you did.
Thank you.
From the lab coats to the whole to everything, it's set up perfect, man. You guys got some really good things going on.
Yeah.
Thank you. We usually do the lab coats when it's cold. So TDH usually gets a lab coat. As it gets warmer, you'll start seeing the limited edition, the team style ones that we have that are really
the blue ones. our tent and the flags that we have, the backdrop are all bright colored white, and our blues, we have 2 tones of blue. So in a parking lot or a field, it really does catch your eye from far away. And then we have shirts to kind of match that too.
Now that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now that-
Jace, you'll be able to appreciate this because you and I talk a lot about what it was like starting out and growing a small business. And that was one of the first things that we did was we invested a lot of money into the tent. And it's actually lasted us almost 7 years.
Wow.
Tent was like Target or Walmart special.
Yeah, the Coleman. Yeah. It was adorable because we had a tiny little table and it was just me sitting there, with the lab coat, no branding, no sign. It was one of those pictures you looked at and you're like, this better pay off one day because
That's better.
Yeah.
So I got a good story for you guys. So my very first tent was a Sam's Club tent. It didn't last the first show. And so I pulled out the moldy money and I went and bought a real nice tent. Okay. I went right to Scar Audio's website and I bought the Scar Audio tent off their website. Okay. And now, again, don't ask me why I did it. I was running Scar amps at the time when I was in audio, and I thought, I'm going to rep the brand that I'm running. Like, this is going to be legit. And no, don't get me wrong. It was a nice tent. Probably one of the nicest things they sell on their website. It was pretty cool. Okay. All right. Lasted me a long time. But yeah, that was my first tent. It was a Scar Audio tent. I don't even remember how much that thing was now. Honestly, do they still have that on their website?
I can look.
I'm just out of curiosity because that's going to be funny. I wonder if I was.
Jace is the first one
like
ever made.
that.
Well, that's what we're gonna figure out. So I'm curious if it's still on their website. I'll probably take off $100 or so to account for COVID inflation. But
You better get in here. Their sale ends in 4 hours.
oh shoot, we better move fast, bud. You better move fast.
To be
The other
honest, I still have a Walmart special 10 as well. I mean, I got that $60 one, that 10 by 10.
Oh,
I've
there's
had it
no
for at least
10th one
3 years.
here. What?
I would like a nice bigger one, a 10 by 15, 10 by 20, long boy.
Unfortunately, Scar does not have one. Can't get it on sale.
I don't know. I'll just jump on the coattails, whoever has the biggest tent, and see if I can slide in there.
Hey, you don't care if I park under here?
You guys think that's
Trust me,
what
I'm
we
not
should
loud.
start
I won't affect your demoing at all. I promise.
Neither are we.
start selling Spark tents to give them out to people, or
Oh,
Hey,
Lots of brands do
Yeah.
that. And at the end of a season when they're going to change tents, a lot of them, like Orion, started giving away tents to their team guys.
Yeah.
no kidding.
Yeah. I mean, that happens over the years. People do that. So if you want a tent with a brand on it, but if you're running your own brand, it was a good investment for us up front to brand our own tent because it's lasted a number of years and it does get visibility and people mention it, say, wow, you guys got, a great looking tent out here, great looking booth. So it definitely catches eyes and gets attention on our products.
I think another thought too is maybe I can pull this video up. See how quick I am, Ken. You're gonna be proud of me on this one. Here, hold on. Let's see if I can do it. It's the marketing that it gives you too, like in video content.
oh yeah. Well, Jace, you and I, we were talking about there eventually being Team Sparked. You know what I mean, because of the subs coming out and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So having team members with a tent would make sense.
It really would. It would be really neat. Let me see if I can pull this up.
And
Wait,
how
does that sound? Team Sparked. You know what I
Like
mean?
it.
That has a little ring to it. I like it.
Please stop. Oh boy, that's so unprofessional. Sorry about that.
Oh my God, distorted air. Can you stop?
I'm sorry, but this is what I was getting at. Is in the background right there, you can see where it says Liberty Base on it, and so just from a marketing standpoint, it makes it really convenient to get it out there. We can watch this video real quick. I haven't posted this one yet.
Oh, this guy's just showing off now.
I just figured we'd shout it real quick. That
Shout
hat
out
went
to Aaron.
Who's that in there?
Aaron Collins. Aaron's good people.
Shout out to Aaron.
Anyway, so the tents I think are a really good idea. If just from a marketing standpoint and everything else, I love that idea.
Definitely. Yep.
I'll be waiting
10
for my
by
Liberty
20s
Base
are
tent.
nice, Justin, but they are really cumbersome. It goes from being a 1 person to like a 3 person kind of deal when you go past the 10 by 10.
I make that third person where I just kind of swoop in. Like I talked about,
Blaine's,
you know what I mean?
Blaine's really like, I'm swooping in.
Oh yeah. I definitely have squatters right in bigger tents. Man.
That's what we need to do. Get a
Hey, that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
Hey, Joel, yes, we do offer PayPal payment plan options on the website. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can feel free to message me on Facebook or send us an email. But we do offer it. We also offer 2 other options as well. I'm drawing Affirm, and I'm drawing a blank on the other one.
Klarna, Acima, Snap.
Snap? I don't think I have Snap.
The credit guys over here, they know.
Yeah.
They know.
Cha-ching!
Us base heads, some of us who use and find any kind of like little credit reference we can get to get what we need to sometimes. You know what I mean?
It's all about that base, buddy. It's all about that base.
Well, with these guys, it's all about those base goodies.
Hey, Justin said he would love a 10 by 20 tent. You know, I would love a 10 by 20 tent. I went and priced one out trying to get one before Slam, and I about had heart failure. Oh my goodness. I thought my 10 by 10 was expensive. Like, I don't know about you guys. You only have 3 tables set up, right? Or do you just do the one in the middle?
It depends. So we have the one in the middle that's displayed. Then we have 2 ones that Ed built. They're kind of like Podiums, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then every now and again we'll have overflow stuff on the outside of the tent or inside.
Like on the side,
yeah.
My issue is I got the one table right there in the middle, and it was fine last year when we were just kind of getting started. We had Resilient product on there, we had Nello Media product on there, and
merch.
Merch and fuse holders and stuff like that. But this year, since we added in our own wire, lugs, heat shrink, and a couple other brands and stuff, it's like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? I got 3 tables now wrapped around. It's like I really need to expand that tent area a little bit.
Yeah, and you got to get another table for Spark stuff. You know?
I love the way you think, my friend. Start thinking ahead.
Well, I was remember that video that you did, the live. It was a couple ones ago where you paused on Dropping Hurt's tent setup and booth and everything, and you're kind of saying like that's the dream. I mean, I'm going to make that happen one day, where they got all those products laid out, and that's the way you do it, man. You just every few months, you bring on another brand, and you get more and more stuff to offer, especially from guys like us.
Yep, it's true, man. And you got to dream that stuff into reality, man. Like there was a time where I never thought I'd get 1,000 subscribers, and now here we are today. And when it happens, it just kind of happens, and you got to be ready to run with it almost. You know what I mean?
1,000 subs.
I know, but you're gonna get there, brother. I swear on my life.
I believe in you, Blaine.
Listen, you're gonna get there.
I want to say like I'm at 835 or something, 834.
Ooh,
yeah, I think
close.
I'm getting close, man. I'm getting close.
I'll tell you, it's that first 1,000 takes forever, and then once you hit that 1,000, it's like you don't have your next milestone in your head, so you're not really thinking about it, and so it's just like all your subscribers after that come really fast. Then you're like, oh, holy crap, I've got 10,000 now. Like this is crazy.
Yeah, Blaine, you got a lot working for you too, man. Like it shows, like obviously as someone working the booth, you get, 1 million people coming up to you. Right. You always stood out as one of those really friendly people that makes us a point to, come by, good conversation, friendly. People remember you from stuff like that. And then when it comes to your YouTube videos, they connect the dots, and then all of a sudden they're a subscriber. So just keep doing what you're doing, man.
I got to. I appreciate those
Blaine?
Words, man. I appreciate those words.
What's going on, Brandon? What up, David Cook?
Hey,
what up, Russ?
Mr.
Jimmy, good to see you in the chat. Jay Janelli, what up?
Jay Janelle, David Cook. Oh, geez. Am I in the wrong room? There's a bunch of loud people in here.
Hey, listen, I'm going to shout this comment out real quick. The Salty Bourbon. Sorry you missed last week's stream, but you guys were absolutely awesome at IFL.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Little backstory. They're out of Michigan.
Thank you so much, brother.
They are out of Michigan. They watched our live stream, saw that we were going to be at Import Face Off in Ohio, and they made the drive down with their family, had 2 awesome kids. They came down and got demos of the Patriot and the Scion, and their attitude was just, oh, guys, it was so awesome. It was a reminder as to why we do audio the way that we do it, because I mean, just watching those kids' face was awesome. I mean, it really was.
Yeah, kids are awesome at shows, man. They get all excited and they get
Mm-hmm.
you all amped up because you know it's just kids will cause you to blow a sub like instantly.
Facts,
You know what
man,
I mean?
facts.
Or just something because you just want to give them what they want, and they're usually just so happy and just I don't know. Kids at shows they're the ones who are coming. You know, they're next in line.
Always
That's
coming
facts.
back for demos, back to back,
my God,
staying
that's-
there forever.
yes.
You got to like kick them out.
Well,
Like,
I
hey,
don't
you're
see
in there.
myself kicking them out there daily.
I let them just keep going. They're sitting there.
Yeah,
I got
oh,
room.
sorry, kid, beat it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. How hot are my subs? 400 degrees. Let's
Play it
one more.
again.
Give her one more. It'll be all right. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. And then, well, see, I say I do that with kids, but last year when Bobby Gately got in the Patriot, everything was ready to die then. And when he came in, I was like a kid in a candy store, and I was like, "Oh no, come on in, bud. You can get one more demo." Like,
I
let's
would
go.
have had a conversation with Bobby and then played little 20 hertz in the background, so he never knew.
Well, I played the Sound of Silence, so that's got like a 1 minute intro. So like that's my excuse.
Yeah.
But you remember our voltage last year was at like 9 volts, giving them that.
You ain't
demo. Like,
competing with my 0.3 volts, though.
oh, bud, we should show that to everyone. That was hilarious. Hey, Mr. Blaine. Can you keep everybody occupied for 1 minute? I got to go grab a bottle of water, and then we're going to talk about Sparked Innovation subwoofers.
Sure, I can sing. I
Oh,
probably
yes.
dance. You guys
Please
wanna hear
sing.
a joke?
Please sing. I want to hear you
Yeah.
sing.
Walter,
So
that's
while,
'cause
while
you
he's
left.
doing that, so Caden, how old did you say you were?
Yeah, quick. Tell the secrets now.
Hey, I'm almost 50 years old, and when I found out his age, I was like, man,
I'm
all
17.
ages, all walks of life. We
That's
all
why
have-
this kind of thing. I
17.
mean, to have so many generations that are still keeping the hobby strong and making a marketplace for us to do what we do. I mean, it means a lot. It's so awesome to see. We thought, you know, in our experience, you know, we've been in business about 6-7 years, and in that time period, we started to wonder, like, well, now cars are coming out with better sound systems. Are we ever going to come out with speakers and subs because no one's going to be buying them anymore? No one's going to be buying amps because they think the sound in their car sounds just fine. You know, and it was one of those things like, wow, is car audio going to die one day? Is it, you know, is it just going to keep getting more and more niche? And that was, you know, like I said, about 7 years ago. So to see where it's come and still been strong and it still has a market makes us obviously feel great. But it's because, you know, the younger generations are, you know, coming out to shows and supporting.
I like Walter Keeley's comment there.
What's that?
Yeah, I threw it.
It's never okay.
You saw the face. I mean, you can't run stock, and it's a whole different experience too. It's not just like sounding good, or
Actually-
sounding okay. You're learning all kinds of stuff, meeting people. It's a community.
Okay, now I have a serious question. Okay. When you think about stock vehicles coming off the factory line, okay, typically you think of Bose. What was the one in Chrysler vehicles for the longest time?
Alpine makes a lot of them. My wife's Jeep has an Alpine set.
Rockford.
But what was it was like back in like 2012. It was big in Chrysler.
Infinity Kappa.
Infinity, yes, Infinity. That's what it was. Thank you, Blaine.
Just at me.
Bose,
next time, dude.
Bang & Olufsen.
At me next time.
Okay, so
I'm up here.
So my question to you guys is while yes, those are big audio companies, but I wouldn't say they're audio people that are in our industry that take audio to the whole next level. So which major company in our industry is going to tap into one of those big major manufacturers and get stock audio, some real audio? I guess that's the question if I worded that correctly.
It's probably too much money to even buy in.
I think that's already happened. That the systems we see, the factory systems with Infinity, Rockford doing OEM, started from companies like Rockford. Eclipse did some. Kicker even did some. Those companies didn't do those things through the 80s and 90s. And then in the 2000s, they really pushed it as companies they were growing. And the market itself with the aftermarket, with us, our type of people, we capped out their earnings and their growth potential. So they did. I remember I was around when there were pushes to reach out to auto manufacturers to make a deal. and they finally started making deals. JBL was one of them, and JBL did Volkswagen and a couple others.
I think Toyota.
Maybe Toyota. Toyota did Rockford for a while, so did Nissan.
Yeah.
But
Nissan
they did their instead of their car audio line, because JBL was in car audio, but their big thing is pro audio. So they teamed up with Fender, I think, the guitar company, and they did a line of OEM systems, but they marketed it towards the people that were into concerts and home audio stuff.
Interesting.
Audiophile type
Same
people.
thing. Yeah, audiophile type stuff. So even Kicker, Rockford, Infinity, all these car audio companies started doing that. They didn't market it towards us because they knew the aftermarket people would always go aftermarket no matter what, and just make it for the people that were like on the fence with it. Or as an installer, the most common types of installs we would do would be a CD player and 4 speakers. So the people that would come in to get those installed no longer had to do
Needed
that.
it.
They weren't going to shows. They weren't really. Some would get a bazooka tube sub, the 6.5-inch bazooka tubes back then, just because that wasn't an option. And once it was, they didn't get anything installed. The internet, everything started going down a little bit. But what we call a real car audio company, those companies were that at one point, but they grew to a point where the money wasn't there, Okay.
And interesting. And so it's kind of funny that you say that, because when I was 16, I went and worked at Best Buy, and they hired me in to work in the little audio department right there. And it's drawn me a blank. I still have my my little installer book, so I can go take my test. My what was my little certification? Yeah, my ME. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I had. Anyways, he gave it to me for free. He was a really cool guy. So he'd let me go in there and help with some of the installs. But like 85% of our installs were like head units, backup cameras. It was never putting in like a real full-blown stereo system.
Right.
And I think that that kind of alludes to what you were just saying. If there's a nice enough sound system in a stock vehicle, then it's good enough for some people.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy when you actually think about it like that, because we're not built
that
that way.
It's also difficult So I remember my father's Oldsmobile Aurora had a 9-speaker Bose audio system. I believe it was Bose. Dad, text me and let me know if it was not Bose. But I remember the fact that it was 9 speakers. It made me think, and that was back in like 96, 98. So that's when I had my Beretta, and there was only 4 speakers, right? And all the cars at that time, it was quadraphonic sound. Like that was still a thing. That was cool. And I heard 9 speakers, and I'm like, oh man, like, can you even put a system in something like this? You know what I mean? You can.
When there is a will, there is a way.
Right. Yeah.
We would take out most of those speakers. They would count the separate tweeter and mid and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Drew Jones just said the new Escalade with the AKG system has 27 speakers.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, it's got 3 or 4 row
that up?
seats and center channels.
Really? Can you pull that up for us? I think that'd be a really neat visual thing to see. Holy crap.
I mean, when I worked
Might
at
even
Best
have
Buy,
a rear center channel in the overhead.
Right.
Really?
Possibly. I think that one does.
See, I thought my Trans Am had a ton of speakers. It's only got 8. 27 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
What year's the
Jeez.
Trans Am?
It's a 99.
Oh, okay.
The year I was born.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
So now it's got some sentimental value.
So you're a little young. Maybe Blaine remembers. Rich, one of the first big systems in OEM was the Mustang Mach 1000 system. And they boasted 1,000 watts. Of course, that was max.
That-
But
Right.
they had a legit amp back there in subs.
Does that piss anybody else off when they talk about max wattage?
Yes, dude, it bugs me. Bugs the crap out of me, actually. Especially when you're young and you're getting into audio. You don't know any better.
Yeah.
And then you get clickbaited into all this bull crap, and then you go thinking you got, a 5,000 watt amp and it's barely putting out 800. Who's somebody that I'd love to have on the live stream, and I need to make it happen, and I need to get Mr. Big D Wiz on here.
Oh yeah.
Because speaking of that exact topic, he was one of the guys when I was watching YouTube, and Ed, I remember seeing you on YouTube when I was getting started, but Big D was one of those guys that was putting out the amp dynos. And so once I got past, I'm just going to start buying this stuff off of Facebook Marketplace and stuff. and went to, hey, I'm gonna actually look up an amp before I buy it. Big D Wiz was one of those guys that was putting up amp dyno videos and was saving you a ton of money from buying junk.
Yep.
I mean, so that's really awesome. I kind of didn't even think about that.
You know, so in preparation for this show, I was looking just back at like old car audio stuff, things that I've done over the years, and it was the search started because of all the sub stuff that we were going to talk about with the new sub. But then I quickly got into the nostalgia and started looking back, and I came across my Rockford Fosgate birth certificate.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Oh,
The old
What a
birth
great
certificates that
idea.
came with the amps. Yes.
what
Yes,
a great
yes.
idea.
I have my MTX one in the box somewhere, wherever that is.
Oh man, like that and Ed and I would this was before the internet, right? So we would be two high school kids that would I had at the time I had an art scholarship kind of thing over the summer that I got for it was a grant kind of thing that I got, and I was supposed to be going to art school in Center City, Philadelphia. Well, Ed and I decided I was going to skip school, and we were going to take the train into Philly to walk to the car stereo store on Market Street in Center City and buy Rockford amps. And we had all this stuff in bags that we were carrying back on the train.
I had a duffel bag with like maybe $1,200 worth of amps in it.
I was gonna say that must have cost you guys some coin back in the day. That was the old $1 a watt days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, and that was the first time a guy had forced me into stealing, and he worked at the place, but
We spent so much money that he thought he was hooking us up, and he's like, "Come here a second." Rich, he's like, "Let me see your bag." Rich is like, "What? I just bought it from you." And he's like, no. And he shoved other things in Rich's bag.
No way.
Yeah, and he's like, "Don't tell anyone." Rich didn't even look in his bag until we got out of there.
Wasn't it like a crossover?
It was a Targa. Targa was a brand from South Africa. Targa crossover EQ.
Right.
It was Rockford White Wolf RCAs. They're high-end RCAs.
Boy.
Day, and
White Wolf.
it was another little crossover. I forget the brand of that crossover.
But the guy worked there, but he didn't own the place. So I was like taking things, and then he says like, be cool, and then he's like, just hook me up or something like that. And then I give him like $20 in cash or something, or
a tip.
Yeah, like a tip, like for helping him steal. I don't know.
We shouldn't have done that, but we didn't know. Well, I didn't know until after we're in the train station. You're like, yeah, I got this.
All right, so I've got it. So Drew just commented on a funny thing about Kicker and with the amp still coming with certified power on it. When I was at Best Buy, I kind of got into this little funk where I was like really upset with audio. I had just gotten my ZB5 and I had a Shark 3500 watt amp or 2500. I can't remember it now. Anyways, it blew up on me. Just like driving down the road, I started smelling something funny. Looked back and this little sucker was smoking. And I was like, well, this sucks. So I was at Best Buy. They had the CXA 1800.1s. Right? That was the big amplifier they had at Best Buy. And in the back, we had a whole freaking pallet of them. There was a ton of them. Maybe not a full pallet, but there was probably 20 or 30 amps back there. So what does yours truly do when he gets off work? I start opening up every one of them boxes and I'm looking at the certified power slips.
See which one was the most.
Yeah, I'm hunting them down, baby.
I do that to packages of hamburger to see which one is the cheapest. So. You know,
I'm pretty sure my Crossfire 804 came with the birth sheet with the wattage on it and stuff.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think Crossfire still does it too a little bit.
You know, it's, another thing that I can give amplifier companies, a little bit of a pass on is sometimes they get a lot of flack because their amplifiers don't put out the power when you're in the lanes. But at the same time, it's really hard to say that because every build is so different. Box rise.
You can't account for rise and everything, yeah.
No, so it's like sometimes amplifier companies do get dogged on a little bit when it's not necessary. But, it is what it is.
They should all be sponsored by Big D Wiz and have like all of their amplifiers go through him, and like just have that be his entire job.
I'm giving him $1 million idea right now. You ready? Just like Carlos is testing subwoofers, Big D Wiz does it with amplifiers. Oh, that's a great idea.
Yep. Because
market.
He's getting bigger, and people are trusting him more and more. His viewership's going up.
Josh.
That's
so
true.
then we need just some yahoos to do real life testings out in the street and on the shows. with the products.
Listen, if a
You know,
company wants to Hey, listen, if a company wants to send me 14, 18-inch subwoofers to do some demo testing on it, I would be more than happy to do that. It's an investment, and I understand that, but it will be well worth it, I promise. I promise.
Oh, there you go. That's a good segue.
Oh,
What was
so
that?
Whoa.
He
Whoa.
just teased us. He just teased
Yeah.
us.
I know.
Yeah, so-
I blinked.
Is
for
that
1
even legal?
second.
I could fit my fist in there.
So let's go ahead. Let's start.
Whoa! Wrong show. That's
Wrong
afterwards.
show. Wrong
That's
show.
at 8:06.
That's
at
only
8:06.
seven.
Or is it the
Only
right
seven.
show?
Or the right show.
Depends who
Okay.
you ask.
Well, listen, let's start segueing into there.
Oh my! Wait!
We
Star
got a
party in
star
here.
party going
Star
on here.
party.
Where?
It's in the chat, man.
Oh,
Josh, Walter, and Steve. It's not going to show up on the live stream because
Here we
StreamYard
go.
is lame. But
Good
thank
job,
you so
boys.
much for supporting
Good job,
the show.
boys.
Really
Star
appreciate it.
party.
come
Hey,
on, star
Steve.
party. I'll
Cheers,
start
boys.
taking it. It's starting to come off.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Oh, baby.
806, Blaine. 806.
I only got one button buttoned here.
Hey.
Oh, that's
Listen,
great.
thank you guys so much for supporting the live stream. It does mean the world to me. And listen, before we start getting to this juicy topic, to get some more people into here, if you guys share this live stream right now, I got my dad watching the live stream backstage right now, okay? If you guys like this stream and share it, and maybe if you feel it's spicy and you want to tag somebody, you have a chance to win a Liberty-based t-shirt that we'll ship out to you guys. So if you guys will, share it, tag your buddies in it, and we're going to go ahead and start segueing into our next fun topic. So the gentlemen here at Sparked Innovations have been teasing everybody with a spicy new product that I think everybody's going to love. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it up here. Let me make sure I got the right stage on here. And bam, and bam. We've got the Sparked Blaster.
Look at the
Yeah.
booty on that thing.
That's sexy.
Big.
Now, everybody that's watching this, I know not everybody will get a chance to maybe watch this entire live stream, and that stinks as always. But if you guys are not able to watch this full segment, I highly recommend you guys go to Sparked Innovations website. Go up into the top right-hand corner, and it's what's it called now? I'm drawing a blank
Spark
on
from Eddie's mind.
I was going to say Ed's mind, but I didn't want to misquote it. But he's got a ton of awesome articles about Sparked products on there, but he's got a really awesome article about the Base Blaster on there that goes in depth, and it's really well worded, and we're going to be summarizing that article pretty much in this live stream. So again, if you guys can't watch this whole live stream, I recommend you go check out Spark's website. But let's start it off, guys. What made you guys get this harebrained idea to go, we're making subwoofers?
Well, I
That
always
is.
wanted subs, and Ed always said no.
So Ed, you're the party pooper. Good to know.
Well,
Okay.
I'm the one who also made the decision to do it.
No, okay. All right. You
But
redeemed yourself.
we need a consensus for us to do to develop things. But this is going back over a year, so this has been in the works for over a year now, and partially financial, but also because we knew when we develop products, we have like the relay box has been around since the beginning. This is one of our first products.
Look at
Or
that.
shortly after, we had switch panels, right? These are things we can make in-house with parts and materials we can get easily. And it competed with no one.
Right.
We have contacts and friendships in the industry in multiple different companies and ventures across the world, and we didn't cross at paths or step on anyone's toes with this. We didn't compete with them. So subwoofers, if we did that, even though I had the know-how, the wherewithal to do them, it would end up competing with multiple friends that run woofer businesses. So it took years of convincing, and I'll drop one name, Nick Wright from Incriminator Audio. He's kind of an inspiration, and he helps guide us along with some things. I would see him at shows multiple times a year and bring up the idea about woofers, and every single time he would say, there's room for all of us. Said, it's
Right.
not going to bother me if you do it.
Right.
So that I asked the same thing to multiple others, and the consensus was there's enough room in the market. Let's just do it. So we talked about it, and we agreed if we're going to do it, we'll do it right. And we're not hiding the fact that we went to Jacob Fuller and got his input and his specialization of engineering to develop this woofer. And we wanted to make it our own, our Spark woofer. So nothing out of a catalog, developed with us and Jacob Fuller in conjunction, with our spin on it and our design with a retro flair, because everyone seems to see us as some of the old guys in the industry, and we love retro things. I drive around in a 30-year-old car with 30-year-old subwoofers and a 30-year-old amp. So why not make our woofers look like they're from the day of car audio's golden era?
Yep, it's modern era, baby.
All the design and woofers and amps and things were so elaborate and fancy, and really made a name for themselves. And we wanted to touch on that a little bit, not necessarily for sales, but to make us happy, which we think if it makes us happy, it's bound to make other enthusiasts happy as well, because we all kind of share that common nostalgia and that common interest in the hobby. So we wanted to run something I would have in my build is what we wanted to develop. And then sales will follow after that.
Right.
Yeah, sales are a secondary thing. Chase the passion, and then the passion will carry everything else, is my thought process.
Right. And we think that with everything. And, we get away from that a little bit, but because running a business is hard.
Very hard. Very hard.
But we try and stick to that, having the passion and spreading it as much as we can.
Well, and that's why I love you guys, and I really wanted to bring you on for that one reason.
Yeah.
We both share that same passion and drive. One of the thoughts that came to my mind with this subber that is really unique in my mind, and you touched about in your article, and I'm looking for an education here, okay? You talked with Jacob, and you said you guys wanted it to be a 4-inch coil.
Yes.
I believe in the article you read that you were pulling that inspiration from older subwoofers. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, so going back to notable woofers from nostalgia. Yeah. The Rockford had multiple models, but when we mentioned that car audio shop in Philly that we went to, they had a Rockford Power Series up on the wall with the big shiny chrome back magnet. That was 4-inch. Then they had the Power HX2s sitting on the cabinet somewhere. And they had, so there you see them both next to each other.
Okay, cool.
And
who pulled that up that quick? Good job.
That was yours truly, baby. I'm on it. Let's go.
Yeah, take a second and congratulate him for that. As you're talking about it, it comes up. Wow.
There you go.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
Perfect.
Yeah, I might take a lap real quick.
All right, back on track. Sorry. I just had to commend him for that because that doesn't happen very often.
Thanks, Blaine.
You're welcome.
It was good timing. Good production value.
Yes.
Modern day, we know that the performance, like the BL, the motor force of a motor like that isn't quite where we want woofers nowadays. But the look of that always struck out to me and other people. Like it was a signature of theirs, that big vent in the middle to show off that they had a big coil. And a 4-inch coil versus 3-inch nowadays, you can perform well with either, but we wanted to touch on the nostalgia of that plus multiple other woofers, but that was like a good starting point for the motor design.
I really like that. It's very interesting. And there's always this big debate about, do I run a 3-inch coil versus a 4-inch coil? And honestly, I mean, I'm no expert, but I believe that there's a ton of it.
Look at that chunk.
Look at the big shiny.
Let's look at that. Oh my goodness, I'm blind. It's so beautiful.
So we did close it a little bit. Jacob took our idea of starting with that as inspiration, but kept motor force up by flaring it. So there is meat there on the pole. But so we got the look we want with cooling and motor force, and that's the coil itself.
It's a nice gap.
I don't have the blue surround one here. Jacob has those, just that one. But 4-inch coil versus 3-inch coil, you can get more depth in a 3-inch coil and handle all the power in the world. But we wanted to, for nostalgia's sake, we wanted to keep it to 2 slugs and keep the motor somewhat shallow because that kind of keeps the look of a older woofer.
Old school,
But we wanted still strong motor force and the ability to keep up with today's demands. So surface area in the diameter rather than the depth. So that's why we went with 4-inch for performance, but also just the idea that we can go back to that Rockford and take a true inspiration from them, not just looks of the motor, but the fact that we kept it 4-inch coil from them.
Well, I like it. I like it a lot. Chunky. It does. And now you did talk about the blue surround, which on the first image that we showed of the sub. Oh, bud, you got to watch.
That's what we like to see, dude.
Man, gee, man, we're gonna be demonetized for that one. Yeesh.
That's the after show.
806.
806. That bad. We need to get that as a graphic and just throw it up real quick. That would be hilarious. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. We could put. Oh my goodness, I can make that happen. That'd be great. Anyways,
That's so many ideas.
I know they're just running through my head now. You were just talking about the blue surround on it, on the roll side of it, and we'll see that later on through these pictures. But you guys got that inspiration from add stage. There we go.
There you go.
Sherwin Vega,
Which I have one. It's buried, but I have one or two of my original XLs from the mid 90s. I have sitting next to me over here. So I had six of those 12s in my car in 1996 to 98. And that was my first 150 dB vehicle. And they were sound cube woofers. So, but back then, different mics and whatnot. But they were very noted for that surround. You look in a vehicle and you see orange surrounds, people knew
Vega
what you had,
Yep.
So we kind of want that also. So we took inspiration from them. They used orange. We used our branding color blue.
Now, later on down the road, do you see yourself expanding into other colors, or are you going to stay with signature blue for Sparked?
Well, the plan was to maybe have just a couple color options, not do people want reds and yellows and this and that. We don't want to do that. We want to keep the signature. So Sir and Vega built orange as their, and they did some home audio ones in red. But their signature in car with the XL and then the Vega series was always orange. So we do want to kind of brand that. But I thought about doing this as a color option, purple.
Purple's cool.
Yeah. People see my car.
I thought that was purple.
And purple.
Snack check.
I was like, dang, I love that freaking shirt, but I thought maybe it was the camera quality and the lighting. It was blue, but I didn't want to say anything. But that purple's hot.
It is purple. So
can I make a suggestion?
No.
Potential suggestion, please.
No.
Pretty please.
We snack check.
I think it would be really cool if you guys, let's just say you were to introduce a lower tier option and then a higher tier option and give those lines their own unique color. And then when people see it, they instantly say, I know what model
you're expensive. Not a good idea.
But it also keeps the whole okay, it's a Sparked sub because of this.
Yeah.
But the more models you go up or more models you go down is a different color showing. Yeah, that'd be great.
Like red is the
insane.
baller one, and then the brown one is the entry level.
No.
Purple has to be the best one. Come on. Come on.
Purple's top tier.
Hey, listen. Aaron asked a good question, and I know that we don't have specs or anything like that, so we don't need to go into that. But ballpark, he said, is this going to be a lower FS, higher sensitivity subwoofer?
Boy.
Can you touch on that any at all without getting into any numbers?
Am I mistaken? Did they run the specs on one of those? Did I see that? Or was I not?
We ran specs on all of them, but I did not publish any because of the changes being made before production. So I didn't want any info out there that wouldn't be accurate to the final production.
Sure, because things change.
Yeah. And it'll only change a little bit, but it is a lower FS woofer. It's more of a ground pounder type of woofer, a demo type of woofer, low bass music type of thing.
That's what I like.
You're talking to the low guy down there.
How low we talking?
In the 20s for the bigger ones.
Hey.
Have you guys seen Mr. Josh Daly's build?
Not lately.
Well, he's
low.
He's Mr. 15
Oh,
Hertz.
no.
Yeah.
Whatever, bro.
No, Mr. 15 Hertz is Mr. 15 Hertz.
But so there's a guy named Mr.
Okay, Mr.
Hey,
16.
he's 14.
I'm sorry.
Is there really a guy named Mr. 15?
Yeah, it's 621.
Kyle. Dude's nasty.
621s on 230Ks. I think it gets down.
Well, he should, with all that.
I think it's crazy.
So there were some other subs that you guys did pull inspiration from building this thing. What, and you didn't necessarily pull this one from another one because you guys modified the sub to have this aesthetic appeal, which I think is really neat. Is the grill or the grill on the motor where the two slugs meet, and you guys had to redo the design a little bit on there. So explain that part to us a little bit. I gotta
So the this woofer is kind of like an amalgamation of our friendship and our business relationship. So we met in high school, and even though I never owned Cerwin-Bega XLs, 612s anyway, they always were nostalgic for me because those were the first subs that ever made my eyes vibrate. And that was in his car, the 612s. It was like very, very memorable. And he's, taught me everything I know about car audio. So as we were growing up, we have different systems and everything. The Audiobahn flame cues and like the ones like that had that style. My cars were always blue. I'm like in the metal, so I love flames. You know what I mean? Like it was gaudy in all the right ways. Yeah. So in my build, that style, I just for some reason it looked like an air cleaner, on an engine. And so I figured if I rear mounted both of these, it would look like a giant engine. And I always loved that look. And so if we figure, all right, we're going to come out with our own sub. We might as well make this something that we will love and that we'll be passionate about. And so when we were like digging back into the history of all the subs we've ever owned and some of our favorite ones, one of them being the Pioneer IMPP, and just kind of like looking at those styles, the Audiobahn magnet, the motor for them, the way that they did it, I was really passionate about it. Ed wasn't so much into it, but I remember listening to Gene Wilder talk about Young Frankenstein. He wrote that together with Mel Brooks. And when they came up to the monster scene where they dance up on stage, Mel Brooks said absolutely not. And Gene Wilder got really upset and he started like almost to tears, crying and fighting for it. And then he says, okay, it's in. And then he's like, well, why did you put me through that? He goes, well, I wasn't sure it was right, but since you fought for it, I knew it was right. So it was in the movie.
Oh, that's really cool.
You know what I mean? So I felt that way about the mesh. Like Ed was giving me all his reasons why he wanted to see the slugs, but I just knew that was one of the things we needed to keep in. And so of all the other compromises, it was like, all right, that one I'm not going to compromise on. I got to keep that one.
That one we are having it.
Yeah. I think the mesh is specifically what makes it look really old school.
I was about to say, and it makes it look
ties it together.
Like,
yeah,
it makes it look so sick.
Oh, look at that bad boy right there. Look at that.
It's almost like you're calling. Like if you ever see a Spark sub and you see it like inverted mounted and you see the mesh, it's like exactly what it is.
You'll never mistake this sub for another.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a regular motor that we all know.
Hey, does that have a blue spider on the back?
Yeah,
they're gonna have blue from production.
Dirty dog.
Yeah.
That's slick.
That's our colors.
It's such a aesthetic pleasing.
I respect it.
Thank you.
I'll be waiting for the purple spider though.
That might be the higher version, like we said.
Yes. See, now
You'll
we're
be the
talking.
first in the game. Let's go.
Now we are talking purple surround, purple spiders, and it's a signature. I like it.
Yeah.
Now would that be a different compliance because it's technically a different?
Well, we can get them dyed whatever we want, really.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Now we're talking. Okay. I'll be waiting for my royalty checks to roll into the mail. Don't worry. My guys will be in touch with your guys. They'll be
okay.
Hey, Chris Lee, welcome to the party, my friend.
That's why I was just like, oh my God, shocked. My phone just went ding. I looked over, and after almost 2 years, it says Chris Lee finally accepted your friend request.
Oh,
so Chris Lee, if you're watching, thank you. Thank you. 2 years waiting for that.
Blaine has made his year. His year is made.
Literally has the maximum amount of friends.
Job's done. Thank you. I got what I wanted out of this. Out of here.
You gotta wait for a spot to open up so you can slide in.
Listen, I want to tell a story about Chris Lee real quick because it is kind of fun. When I was getting into audio and went to Slamology for the first time, Chris's van was kind of like, I don't want to say it was in its early stages, but it was like one of the very first, like the V1 of the build itself, Beat Dominator, where it was starting to get, pretty wild. And he was so welcoming to me. He was like, because my girlfriend at the time, now wife, was like, "You want to put her in the port?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" I was like,
Get
"Honey,
her in the
take
port.
my." Yeah, I was like, "Take my camera, honey. We're gonna get views off of this. This is great." I mean, and then after that, the rest is history. Me and Chris have had a great friendship ever since. But yeah, I love Chris. He's good people. Blaine,
Chris is
it's an
good
honor,
dude.
bud, to have your friend request.
Well,
accepted.
matter
That's
of
a big
fact,
deal.
when
Word
was
on
it?
the
I want to say it was the Sundown Show 2021. I had met Chris and Cash was going through his ordeal and stuff, and I handed him a Cash Strong sticker. And sure enough, Chris went right up and threw it right on the windshield of the Beat Dominator 2.0, man. Wicked cool. Still videos with it on there. And
That's
he's just an all-around awesome dude,
Gotta love
man.
that.
Word on
Yeah.
the street. He just got all his subs epoxied, all fresh and ready to go, and it sounded great.
Hey, you want even a better word around the street with him? Is rumor has it that he's ready for Liberty-based showdown.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying he told me he's coming, so I'm just
Shameless
saying,
plug.
Chris. Thank
not
you,
a
brother.
shameless plug, not at all. Yeah, see, look, he's excited. Yeah, look at that. He's ready to go. We're gonna be handing out spicy
He's
demos
riled up.
all day long, all day long.
What up, Mike? What up, Brian?
Oh goodness, the chat is
Oh, he
popping.
will be
awesome.
there. Marked his words.
I
he's
can't
there,
stop
baby.
staring at that sub. Looks
Yeah,
nice.
so here's
So
my
sick.
question to you. And I know that we still have to wait till production and stuff like that, but range wise, I mean, no exact numbers or anything like that. Do we have a ballpark price range? Or can we compare it to any other subs on the market right now where they're priced at? Like, is this
Drum
gonna,
roll, please.
is this going to be
Wanna
like
give any clue?
Well, I'll pull it up and then I'll let you decide.
Okay.
okay? I like it. I like it.
So what
If you want to compare it to something like Sundown, between an X and a Z, probably.
Ooh.
Whoa, that's awesome. That's actually
That right there is a perfect place.
You
in my
guys will
opinion.
be the only one to get Blaine to switch out a sub.
You
Which
know
one?
what? That
Look.
as-
Oh,
if you could put a mega surround on it, you know.
First one.
That's
First one.
if
Yes.
Jacob signs it, does it count?
Caden, you know what?
It
You're
actually-
not
it
far
actually-
off on that. To be
I
honest.
know.
devalues-
I've been seeing you.
Yeah.
It goes down.
Now what's going through my head is how I can change that Sundown Audio logo to Spark. That Sundown to
We can
Spark.
add them. Maybe we
At
can
least
have
it's
them
got
like
an S.
hologrammed into each other. But
Now, that would be cool.
That would be.
let's say, depending on the size, in the 5s up to the 7s.
Wow.
that's kind of
not bad.
That's not bad
and
at all.
you're making 18s.
18s, yeah. 10s, 12s, 15s, and 18s.
Wow.
They told me they were making the 18 specifically for my build, Josh. So you're welcome. Buddy. Be able to communicate that
I'll
with
do that.
them, and we made that possible. You're welcome, Josh.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-huh.
I think the
So-
15 is the one in the picture there. I do have finished pictures of the 18s, but I don't think I published them.
I don't believe you did either. I would have hunted them down if they were on there. I would have hunted them. I would have sniffed them out.
So realistically, I'm up here in the Northeast, so to me, like a season starts around February. You know what I mean? Is that something that we could possibly not just kind of throw in a timeline? Maybe next February, start seeing the line coming out. It might be out.
Our
or
goal is fall. Late
fall-
summer
this-
to fall.
this coming late.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, that just goes to show you guys have been working like behind the scenes for quite a long time for this, and
Yeah.
for it to be this close. You know what I'm saying?
It's really hard to keep a secret this long.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
That's why
listen,
No kidding.
you're talking to me.
Especially
Don't
when
ever
it's so
tell me
shiny.
anything because I'm gonna come out here and ask Josh Kingsmore about secrets in me.
He
I'm telling
dropped
you about
his
your build.
build.
I'm telling you about your sub coming out.
What
The
you
color
got
of the
there,
sub
bud?
matches this. The colors match.
What is
What
that thing?
in
What is
Tin
that?
Pot, dude? We got going on here.
All right,
A
so
robot?
this is
Is
one that we haven't published yet. So I saved it for this show.
Are those
Is that
80 mil
fan that
fans?
wraps around?
Yeah, so this is going to be
Oh,
for the power sports market. That's what it was invented for. So you can run this in any car audio build, obviously, but it's meant for small spaces. So these are all like hingeable and
Articulating.
mountable,
Yeah.
so that you can really customize
Your
where you want
airflow.
this thing pointing and everything like that. And they all use ready-made action cam mounts, the GoPro mounts.
It's aluminum housings.
Everything's billet machined aluminum. So, anything that you've ever seen like on Amazon that's on the market that fits an action cam mount can be mounted to this. So if you need to like run an arm remotely and really get it into like a tight spot, you'll be able to do it with this.
I look at that and it looks like a little robot, like a Johnny.
He needs
5
another
Alive.
leg.
Listen, that needs to be Fanny 5. Fanny 5
Fanny 5,
Alive.
Johnny
yeah.
5.
Instead of Johnny 5, it looks like a Fanny 5 Alive.
No overheat, Stephanie.
Yeah, no overheat, Stephanie. That's great.
You can see
Hey.
that wrapping around all.
Wait a second.
Chris Lee said it fit his application perfectly, running 16 salt 8Ks and the back. That's going to get tight, man. So you're
There you
definitely
go.
going to need
You'll
to
see it in size comparison to a regular fanny right there.
Wow.
Pretty similar.
Yeah.
A little wider.
So, and you
a
can
little bit.
like modular, so you could use just
Yeah, so
one.
you figured
You
just
put them all in one row. If you wanted.
one you can have like that, like sitting wherever you want. And then there's going to be a hub version. It's going to basically be where it's going to look exactly the same, but you'll be able to hook up to 6 fans to it. So you can, basically control it with a remote wire and it'll turn all of them on. So you can have a little hub that all these wires will run to. And they're going to be right angle barrel connectors coming out of the side. So the wire management will look much better than it does now. But these are our production samples. So it'll be almost this, but just a little bit more refined.
So you're saying it's modular in the terms of like you can make it like say 4 in a row and then 2 up, so you can make it
Yep.
an L.
Yep.
Or you can make 4 and a T.
You can
fans up to one controller is what you're saying.
Yeah, off of one controller. So you can do up to 6 fans per controller, and then you're going to run all your wires back, and it's all going to be plug and play. So a barrel connector at one end, a right angle barrel connector at the other end. So plugs into here, runs back to the hub, and we're also going to have 4-inch extensions. So if you can actually mount this to the hub itself, which is going to look exactly the same, to mount this to the hub and then just jump the wires real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Well, it sounds like that looks like a perfect candidate for possibly like a Cat 5 kind of.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
it's only a quarter of an amp draw per motor. So yeah.
I think that those would work really good in the Patriot too, and in the Scion, Caden, because we got no room back there.
There you go.
Not at all.
Just
We
order
got-
a pallet of them.
How many CFMs are we talking about from those bad boys?
So we're
We like to promote that. How many CFMs do you need?
All of them.
And then that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it is.
so one of the
got my
things
interest.
one of the things that we've learned in making fans for the car audio market is that inches of water or millimeters of water, depending on what your rating is, that's a static pressure rating. You can also rate it in pascals, is actually in some cases more important than airflow, which is rated in CFM. So when you're running this in a compact area and you're running it almost up against something, you're going to need more static pressure than you need airflow.
Right.
And for most of our use cases that we've seen over the years, people are putting them like right up against the amps, right near the amps, blowing directly onto something. And what that does is it actually creates back pressure onto the blades. And you need a motor that can basically push beyond that. So it's like having more torque than horsepower. This will be something that if you're cooling an amplifier and you're going to have it up near, to the heat sink, you want something with higher static pressure, and that's what these are. So CFM wise, they might be, relatively low, but that's okay because for the application, they're going to be more efficient and they're going to cool better.
Interesting.
If you had like to put only one of those on an amp, where would be the most efficient place to put it? Would it be like on the side of the amp? Would you want it on the top, like blowing on the heat sink? Or
Well, most amps with fins on the side. Do I have a heat sink up there? Give me 1 sec.
Please. So now we need to
like would you want to lift it up and blow under it, or would you want to like blow across the top because the heat sink disperses the heat?
Okay, here's a heat sink. If I were to only have one to cool this amp, what I would do is feel which side is the hottest, and probably put it on the side, like firing down the
Long
fins
ways.
here. If they're even, I could try and get it, a little bit above the fins here to pull air there. Depends on how it's mounted too. If it's mounted up like that, going across, having the fan mounted like that,
Yeah.
something like that
I
to
hate
blow
seeing
across.
SFB heat sink taken apart because I know what happened to it.
I have the
Hey, do you
actual
want me-
lamp up there,
Somebody
so
tried to run it half home with an SFB, probably.
probably. And
Hey,
it
did
probably got a
anybody-
little hot. So
You should
Yeah.
have seen the picture I posted of one of them SFB amps.
Oh,
I'd say about a week ago. That was missing 3 caps.
missing.
Oh
no,
yeah,
they blew up.
Oh yeah, they went kaboomy. It was pretty rough.
But that is something you need to take into consideration, where it's mounted, how the fins on that heatsink are. If they're long ways, just trying to get that air, because that's all your surface area is in between the fins. So getting
Right.
air pushed through the
Through
fins is the most efficient way to cool.
You know the other really efficient way to keep your amps cool.
LibertyBaseShop.com.
Don't play
Well-
a quarter room.
Well, I would say
Right, yeah. Don't play down at quarter ohm, right?
and quarter ohm. Yes, that is true. But if you get a crap ton of amps and run them 1 amp per sub, and you make it really efficient, you're good to go. They don't get hot. That's
Yeah.
the way to do it.
Your subs get hot though.
Your subs do get hot. That is true, Caden.
Yeah. Overhead is important.
Ooh, look at the
Ooh.
shinies.
Shiny.
So
Kinda
those are
wires on there.
adjustable modular wire holders, correct?
Yes, this was the first model. This was actually the 4-aught for Sky High. And
Ooh,
actually,
shiny.
last slam, I brought this prototype, and I showed it to John, and then Johnny looked at it and he said, "Can you make it in multiple colors?" I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, of course I can."
So
Right?
there, another project that's been going on over a year.
You
The-
gotta
the
have
way-
purple. Come on.
The way
the
that
problem-
they link together, is that called like a dovetail or a ducktail or something? You
Yeah.
know how
Well,
So-
it's its own thing, but sort of like a dovetail. Yeah.
I don't know how well you can see how.
super cool right there. Yeah, I like
Whoa.
that.
The half and a half, slide in, slide out. That's
I
hot.
like that.
And then the screw going all the way through to keep it secure. Brilliant.
And now-
Mm.
The problem was, he said, "Well, if you have a 2-spot, what happens when you want 3?" I said, "Well, that'll have to be a different SKU." And he goes, "What about 4, 5, 6?" I was like, "Well, then you're getting kind of nuts because you have purple, blue, light blue, orange, green, red, black, white, clear."
Yeah, you're gonna end up with 30 SKUs before you're done.
So then he goes, he's like, "So if SKUs are going to be a nightmare, you should make it modular." I'm like, "F, man, you mean I got to go back to the drawing board?"
I gotta start all over again.
I know. So that's what happened. That this has been since Slam, of me making the adjustments. So this is the one, and I just got some Liberty Base cables, and they
Shameless plug.
yeah,
And they don't fit, right? They don't
they
fit,
don't exactly fit. No, because these are made
Woo!
for
There you
Sky High's wire, which
girth, baby.
I thought had the thickest insulator, but now I know
Uh-huh.
that Liberty Base has the thickest.
Thickest wire,
Right
thickest
there,
insulator, the girth.
Most
It's all
strands.
about the
Baby.
girth, ladies and gentlemen. Always remember that, okay? If you
Horse
don't got the
girth.
girth, it's
Horse
definitely
girth.
horse girth, okay? If you ain't
So-
got the girth, don't even mess around.
So what I might have to do, and I'm trying to get production samples ready for Slam this year, so that we can show what the final will be. And I have the order in, but the problem is now that I've received these, a little late, by the way,
Hey, I'm
Oh.
sorry about that.
I may have to make an adjustment to the file.
We'll just include sandpaper in with every order that.
Yes, and a Dremel, a little cheap Chinese
Yeah,
Dremel.
there you
So I haven't yet decided on whether or not there's time to make it for Slam. But now that I have these, I have something I can measure with my calipers and really get fine tuned on, because I do want it to be secure, but I don't want it to be like clamping to the point where the jacket is squishing and that kind of stuff. So
Right.
Actually cuts into the copper.
I mean, the fact
Yeah.
that it's modular is pretty big. I mean, how often? Well, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I mean, I switch my build around a lot. Sometimes you got 2 wire, sometimes you got 3 wire. I mean, sometimes you move it from one build to another build, and now you can, nobody wants a 12 spot and you're only using 2 or 3 spaces. I mean,
Exactly.
because you changed builds.
and it'll be, you can do it on the fly. So the way it's going to be sold is you're going to get a left and a right. That's your pair, your base pair. And then you're just going to buy a center section to expand it. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you just keep adding center sections.
Kind of
Yeah,
like the old Rockford power amp links. Remember those? You
Oh,
used to
yeah.
have
Oh,
center
yeah.
sections to link them together. You take the end caps off and link them together.
Yeah.
That is kind of neat. I think that I can make the back of the Patriot look a lot nicer too with those little wire management tools.
Yeah, and this model doesn't have it, but on the bottom here, what you're going to have is on one side you're going to have a threaded hole, and then this side's going to be a through hole, so that the bottoms will be able. So you're going to flip it around and you're going to screw it together.
To the bottom, yeah.
So you're going to have 2 rows now that are infinitely expandable
Awesome.
lengthwise. So it'll make and I'm actually won't be ready for this version, but I'm thinking of a way to have it be infinitely stackable, so you can choose if you want to go this way or this way with your expansion. These will be available in multiple colors, so we're thinking about doing ones for breast cancer and doing ones for autism. With the little change in there.
Big fan of that. Yes.
Yep.
I love that, man.
Yep. So that's kind of where our heads are at, and we're actively working on a production sample. So hopefully these will be available early summer.
That's awesome, man. I love the idea of it too. I love it.
Yep.
So you're saying you'll have a couple of these to kind of check out at Slam, hopefully?
That's the goal. Yeah, I'll definitely bring these, which they lack a few of the features.
But our aluminum guy may get some to us in the next couple weeks.
He likes us a lot, and he's pushing to get this stuff to the front of the line. So
Emphasize, we have to be able to fit girth into there.
Now I got a question to ask.
Yeah.
Is the HHR going to be the first vehicle with the new subs and all these new products?
Probably.
I want it to be. My build has been ongoing for like 8 years, though. So.
Beautiful build. Always love going over there.
Is the build ever done?
No,
it is never done.
Car's been off the road for like over a year with a bad clutch before I got the time to get to it to replace the clutch. So I just need time to build the box and the amp rack and all that sort of thing. The wire's been run. It's been deadened. I have dash work going on, but that would be the best goal to have. But I might have to spend most of my time on making the woofer and not the build.
I have a different.
Gotcha.
I have a different probability,
Okay.
and that is that it's going to be Steve Sorrentino.
You know what? I almost don't doubt that for some reason. I really don't, because I know you guys have a history,
and he's tenacious as hell. Like when we mentioned about a year ago that we were going to come up with something one day, and he's like,
I want
prototypes in my build. We're like, we didn't even start yet. He's like, when are they coming out? Every time we see him, like, one of those.
He's challenging you.
And
He
Steve
wants
usually get what he
those.
wants. You know what I mean? It's just what he does. And I'll tell you what, there's probably not a better guy to run him through the ringer.
Oh my God.
Than Steve. Your video from the last TDH. With your lab coat on, sitting on the threshold of the van, and all of a sudden that bass hit, it just lifts you right up. Great, he has no mercy.
His demo was probably one of the nastiest demos at TDH, dude. It was nasty.
I heard it was pretty comparable to the Patriot from what I've heard. So
Hey, now, the Patriot was not playing that day, in my defense.
Hey, Spark, since we have you here, a great opportunity to maybe help Jace out along the way to figure out how he can get rid of some bunk batteries and maybe help him out a little bit on the IT end of things.
Oh, here we go.
Dude's the worst. He can't even charge a freaking battery.
Leave me alone, man. Leave me alone.
What is he using as a camera?
T6i.
That's his problem.
I need to go buy one of those dummy batteries, but I'm too cheap to go buy them, so I've got to sit here and keep slapping in my batteries.
Have you tried just switching to C-Max instead?
Well, if only I could get the extension cables from the Patriot into here, I would love to.
Man,
There's plenty of battery in that thing.
So
Well-
where are you guys gonna be next? What next? Where can we go and check out the booth and everything? And
Slamology is the
Sounds
next
like
one.
Slam is next, and that is, I believe, the June 6th and
A
7th,
month from
or
today?
7th and 8th.
8th and 9th, I think.
Oh,
Oh,
it
a
is
month
a
from
month from
today.
today. It is a 1 month from the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly a month from today.
I'm super still on the fence about it, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I'll
you
probably
better get
end
off
up-
the fence and get on over here.
What?
I know. I'll
I mean,
probably
are you
end
not
up
checking
going.
out the
You
Liberty
gotta come
booth?
and check out the Sparked
booth?
Innovations booth, man. Come
like
on
a-
now.
Come
It's
get
like
sunburned with me.
like a 12 or 13 hour drive.
Hey, Kate, you two could go get sunburned together. This is great.
I'm actually still peeling.
Hey,
Like
make,
like a
make sure
snake
you
right
bring
now.
bring the skin lube. We ain't nobody burning.
No, I've.
Well, the
I'll
way
burn
I've
through
been
it.
seeing Ed put his fist through that coil, I'm thinking they're already well prepared. Okay, they've got everything they need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
They also are telling me they're going to let me hold that beautiful magnet at the Liberty Base booth for a couple pictures. Just rumor has it.
Rumor has it.
That's-
Yeah.
Maybe
Rumor
he's set
has
in the
it.
Patriot or something. Who knows?
Oh, we can set it in the Patriot on the baffle. That would be even cuter. I like that idea.
If it
Zion,
when is that show?
Liberty Base Showdown.
Yeah,
It's July,
That-
right?
14.
Yep, that's July 13th and 14th. And actually, while we're speaking about that real quick, before I
On the
move
fence
my
about
quick-
that one too.
You,
Come
listen here, Blaine.
on,
You're in
get
big
off
trouble,
the
buddy.
fence.
Wait, I'm not pointing at the camera. You're in big trouble, bud. Okay. Well, listen, we got to announce some of our sponsors. We got a new sponsor, and we just picked up 2 more vendors for the show. So I'm gonna cue this up real nicely here. In 3, it's gonna swipe back to cycle through, and now, come on, give it to me. Give it to me. There it goes. All right, so we got to give a huge shout out to our sponsors: Elite Window Tint and Vinyl, Team Bada Bing, Street Race Ohio. We got to give another huge shout out to Team Death by Decibels, Modern Woodman, Fraternal Financial, Private Audio, Champion Service, and you know who I just forgot that I didn't put on here? I feel horrible right now. But Team Deadly Hurts also became a sponsor,
Ooh, yeah.
and I forgot to throw their
right.
logo up. And so
Oh.
my apologies to those guys.
Good
I
job,
need to get them up.
TDH, let's go.
Yep, they
Also
came
another
in.
great show every year.
Oh
And we-
man, TDH always awesome.
It
And we
kicks off
just
the
picked
season.
up 2 more vendors. We just picked up JS Alternators. I just got their
Ooh.
email sent out to them this morning, which is awesome. And EM Audio will be there as well, guys. So
Ooh,
we guys-
Adam.
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 Faulkner.
Yep. So we are shaping up to have awesome vendors there, and the sponsors are coming out in full force this year, which is super awesome. So much, in fact, that I almost forgot to put their logo on here and give them a shout out. So this is awesome. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, July 13th and 14th is Liberty Base Showdown. Need to see Sparked Innovations there. Something's in the air.
Hopefully, we have our blue surround samples in by then. Too.
Oh, that'd be
Ooh,
amazing.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. It does match a red, white, and blue theme that somebody has
I'm
going
just saying.
on.
I need the purple. Baffles purple. Surrounds purple. Spiders
Whoa,
purple.
whoa.
Well,
That could be next.
Yeah.
you got this.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Come on, you can't be coming at me like that.
Yeah.
This town ain't big enough to do that.
How I got a question. How was it working with Jacob and knowing his R&D of a lot of the
Sit down,
subs
here you go.
and stuff that he's developed? How was it working with him as far as trying to translate exactly what you want to him kind of doing what he does on his part to make your vision I don't want to say come to
reality.
life, but yeah, to meet your expectations. How hard was it to kind of relay that to
Well,
him and have
Between him and I, it's seamless. So, like, just letting him know these are my thoughts on a woofer. This is what we're going for. It would go a couple weeks with no message back, and all of a sudden we got a sample that's exactly what we want. So
it's that simple, huh?
I
Yeah.
like it when it's like that.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
I would add something to that that's slightly different. So for the longest time, no one knew who I was. No one knew that it was Ed's company, right? It was like they write into the Spark page, "Hey Ed,"
yeah.
And
He's
and
just
I
got
was
such a beautiful face. It's
Well,
just,
thank you.
know.
Thank you. I was okay with that. It's like, he's the guy that's known in the industry. He's been competing and, he's been at the shows. He's gotten the fan base and the people that he's met over the years. So me coming in, especially with someone like Jacob, it's like, well, Ed's got so much goodwill built up with him over the years. You know what I mean? Seeing him at shows, talking to him and everything like that. There's an established friendship there. So it was a different dynamic with me. It's like, all right, well, will they like me too? You know what I mean? Like, am I going to get invited to the club?
Yes. Yes.
And one thing I noticed was, I wouldn't say, where we were, but Jake was there and I didn't know him exactly yet. And, JP was there, Scotty was there, Nick was there. Like, it was just like a meeting of the mind, so to speak.
Is it in his basement? With the big screen TV that came over the other big screen TV?
All right, so it's Scotty.
Yeah, right. Pops up from the ground.
But he was telling dad jokes, and I was dying laughing because they were so stupid but so funny. and Nick Lemons looks at me. He goes, why don't you get a room or something like that? And I said, he makes subwoofers. I said, what could I possibly gain by kissing his ass? And this was like way before we even thought about speakers, right? This is like maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Right.
No, just for the audience, Nick Lemon, I believe, is Stereo Integrity owner.
Yes. And he's a wonderful
nice one, Blaine. Way to bring that up. Thank you.
Well, just trying to keep everybody in the loop here.
Yep. And so when we talked about thinking about subwoofers, I remember speaking to Jacob a couple times, and then finding out that he was taking his time because he really wanted to make something special for Spark. He didn't say for Ed, he said for Spark. And Ed and I have always been the nice guys. That's just our personalities. The whole shitting on him thing, like, even though we love, what the guys do there, it's like our personalities is just like to be the nicest guys in the room. And
friending on them.
Yeah.
Friending on
him. Love it.
Smiling on him. Let's go.
Yeah.
Baby.
So when he said that, it made me realize that, like, that was one of the instances where it kind of paid off, that, like, I felt like I got invited to the in crowd,
right.
And that it's not like we like paid him a ton of money to do this for us and it was on contract. Like, it was almost like he wanted to impress us with a design. He wanted to take ideas that he'd had for other subs that he's never like integrated into any of his designs yet and use them specially for ours.
That's pretty cool.
So that you can't really buy, you know what I mean? And that's like our way of encouraging, collaboration,
right?
Rather than everybody being like, like
cutthroat, it's
that's so prevalent in our industry, and we're kind of trying to like shift the tide by not being like that and being supportive and being collaborative. LF Audio, Amp Lab, they're doing things that we've had ideas. It's been on our product board for years, and we're like actively working towards. And then they come out with this stuff that like is amazing and so much better than we could do. We're like, good job. Like,
to get to it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't always be like, oh, well, that sucked. We had that idea years ago. Like, I hear that all the time, and it's maddening, right? So
very maddening. And I can appreciate the you guys taking the high road and being the nicer guy, because it's hard in this industry.
Cutthroat.
Well, you can be the nicest guy in the room and go on a whim for people and give people opportunities. And then those are the same people that will just stab you in the back every single time, man. So it's hard to take that approach. It really is.
Yep.
And so for anybody who has gone through that but still chooses to take that higher road, hats off, because it's hard. It's so difficult.
Yep.
It's not easy, man.
And we're finally, we're the older guys now. Like, we used to be the young guys. We used to be the ones that were, looking up to the Rockfords and the MTXs and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, we'll never be able to. But now we can influence the market. We're getting bigger, and it's like, all right, well, now we can kind of change the narrative. We can change the way that people interact, and encourage things go a certain way. Because what do they say? You want to find the measure of man and give him money.
Yes.
So it's like, see what they do with it, see how their personalities change and see how their behavior changes. We're determined never to forget where we've come from. So we'll see if we're right. We'll see if we can
let's make money and test it.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's what you got to do. Perfect.
Yes.
And that's the mindset right there, I'm sure you both have sacrificed a lot to get this into production and get it going. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's putting other little, I don't want to call them doodads, you know, but putting other things on the back burner to pursue this, because I'll tell you what, it's. I know for me, it would take such. I would consider my healthy risk compared to my unhealthy risk putting a subwoofer out nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much competition, you know, and like you said, Nicholas said, hey, there's room for all of us here. You know, we all have different things that people want, you know, just with yours, with the screen, the old look, the different color surrounds, you know, not everybody can add that, but you're going to offer it, but with quality too. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a win-win. I'm super excited for you guys, you know, just knowing where the background comes from, knowing you guys for a few years that I've been running around, you know, granted, we haven't sat down and broke bread together, but we've had a few conversations, a lot of mutual people. And I speak for a lot of us. We're excited for this to come out. And you guys are gonna do big things, man. You guys just innovation of the in the back of our car audio systems. There's a lot of us that have sparked in there. Probably 80% of us bass heads have something that you guys developed inside of our whip.
We love everyone.
Spark switches, baby. Spark switches.
Spark switches, you know, RBTs, conductors, all that stuff.
Chat, boys.
You know what I mean? There's 80% of us who have something of yours in our vehicles.
That's awesome, man.
Right, let's get that number up.
100%.
Let's make that 100, boys.
It's going to happen. You know, subs. Who knows what's next? Mids, highs, what?
And we are planning on doing those. And I say things like let's get the numbers up, but really it is humbling and like makes me feel good, because I started this journey and hobby years ago just wanting to get to a world finals. And now like I'm on the other side of what all that was like, and it's like astonishing.
Yes.
Justin,
Awesome.
What up, Mr. Vitamin?
You know, the other thing to kind of keep in mind is good things take time, and it's not going to happen overnight. I've had to remind myself of that sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And every sale you get, man, it just lights a fire up under your ass. You're just like, dude, this is it. This is what we've been doing. Now, granted, it's only one. You know, I don't see millions in the bank account yet, but every time I see a sale go out and I can write on the invoice, you know, thank you for supporting us or whatever, dude, it just makes my day. And I know that every sale that goes out is just building up to the long-term growth of our business.
Right.
And so your subwoofers are going to drop, and they're going to go like hotcakes, and it's going to take you guys to a whole new level, and it's exciting. It really is.
I hope so.
I have a feeling Steve is probably messaging one of you guys right now.
Steve's honestly probably got
already messaged in the chat. He
Yeah.
already messaged like an hour ago. He's
Did
like,
he? I
hey,
can't
I'm going
see
to need
it.
2 12s.
Oh yeah, right out. And that's just to have, probably, you know. Oh, what a crazy guy. So yeah, this is great. This is great.
Now, one more thing I want to talk about before we end this live stream off. It's something I saw on the internet this week, and I figured it'd be fun to get everybody's thoughts and opinions on it. Because I saw it and I was like, holy shiitakes, Batman. This is crazy. Okay. So here we go. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
What is it? 54 10s, I think.
Yeah.
10s or 12s. It's one of the two. I didn't
I thought
see
they were
it.
smaller.
There was the worst part is that the post had no details, negative details.
They got to be bigger than 6.5.
Okay, well, I also don't want to be that guy, but only
That ain't a
having
6.5.
only having one layer doesn't make sense. You better
But
stop.
now-
I
come
thought they
out.
were going to be loudspeakers.
Well, you can see
I
the
read something about it. I thought they
half
were
a metal sheet cut in the back.
You
Listen,
still need more.
there's
though.
so many subs. Most of the baffle's metal with the baskets, okay?
That's a good point. Yeah,
and then
look at the sheet of
the
metal.
braces. Dude's got like 47 braces in there.
Well, no, look at the background. Do you see the piece of metal
He's still
cut
got
out?
a beauty
Oh,
panel
yeah.
on the top. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Dude,
it's got 2-layer.
I don't know what this thing is. I don't.
What is he putting it in though? Is like the next question.
That's
like,
a no ball.
Bus.
Watch
Is
it not even be like speaker wise. Watch it be like some kind of huge
No.
flower
Watch it be
pot holder
the,
for a greenhouse or something. And we're all
It's just a bunch of
rolling
PA
over it.
speakers.
No, it's
Or
probably
chance
like
of
one of
what?
those things in the other countries where they run like a little truck and they put it in the back of the bed and they just throw a bunch of subs in it and it's a sealed box.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. The whole.
It better
You know
be
what I'm
like
talking
on
about?
the
And
bed.
they
Oh
always-
yeah, the bed comes off and it
Yeah.
articulates and
Yeah, and then
spins
they
around.
always like pour water on the subs and it starts like yeah.
Or milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, Kate, we should do that in the Patriot one day.
Oh yeah.
We just pour milk in there. Dude, that'd be a
cereal.
great.
Oh,
Well, so
God.
I had the
You do
idea
chips
of doing
again?
a Lay's potato chip bag, like
Ah,
a
I'm
full
not-
bag,
yeah.
and I
wouldn't.
did it. I did it in my Jeep. Oh man, I wonder if I can find this video real quick.
That's
please hold.
messy.
I was
Hold on.
about to say it sounds very messy.
No
Dude,
messier
it
than
was-
sanding in your car. I mean, all right. I mean,
It was the dumbest idea I've ever done, and I
Did it
would
pay
never
off?
recommend
Those the
it.
next
There you
That-
go. That's the new challenge for
Are
Slamology.
you
Trying
saying
Doritos while getting the big demos.
Dude, that would
Oh,
actually be
God.
hilarious.
Your swallowing might be a challenge. You might get someone
Better
that
not see-
aspirates and like
Get a
Jokes.
high note.
I better not see no dang Dorito bags in my build. Come on now.
Josh,
trying to
I'm
keep-
so
We trying to
putting
keep it shiny.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting
Not
in there
greasy.
with like I'm gonna steal Josh's snacks and eat his own snacks.
Whoa, whoa, that's illegal.
I can find his stash. It's like in his car somewhere, like underneath his.
The stash
Weird.
is empty. I polished off the bag.
Hey, Kane, I'm sending this to you, okay, bud?
All right.
Yeah.
On Messenger.
He just eats
What
snacks
page?
all stream, guys.
Team
That's
chat.
what he does.
or group chat, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, wrong account.
I gotta eat.
Yeah, I'll show you guys the video about this. It did turn out good. It got 55,000 views, so I will take it. I'm not going to complain.
But was it worth picking up chips or just blowing chips out a demo? Like,
No, dude, you don't understand. Like, I cleaned it out. Look, my mom's in here right now. She said no more chips. Listen, I was
You got the
cleaning this
chips in
thing
your
out.
voice coil.
Dude, I did. I swear on my life, I
Gross.
did. I had chips in this thing for weeks. It
It's like
didn't
when you
matter
break
how much I
a
cleaned it.
window.
all right,
You
put it
clean
up.
out
Alright.
pieces for
oh,
years.
God, damn.
Every
All right,
once in a
here
while,
we
you just get hit with the piece. You're like, oh,
Yeah. Where'd that come
Wait,
from?
hold on. Does it have music in it?
Shut
I'm
it
just
down.
happy I don't have
Hold
to
on.
worry about any of that.
All right,
Okay,
here
it
we go.
doesn't.
well, that's what happens when you don't turn it up.
Yeah, Blaine, turn it up.
Number 3, guys, is your
What do you mean,
Clubber
turn it
Special
up?
Lay's. We got these for a very good price. We're gonna see if we can annihilate the bag. I don't know if I'm wild enough yet, but let's go ahead and try.
Look how young and supple you were.
Oh, thank you, man.
There you go. Yes.
Oh wow.
This was such a good idea.
Yeah, wait, look at the chips back here. Just
Dude,
sitting
you don't
there.
understand. That video doesn't know just. I bet right now, if I go pull the tarp off the Jeep right now, I can go and find you residue of chips underneath.
You
that
won't.
seat.
Horrible.
I say we petition to bring the Jeep back out.
Well,
Let
It-
Mallory
it-
run it.
On me.
oh, that's a great idea. Oh, I never thought about that. I have the amps and everything sitting out there. The Patriot is literally just so time consuming.
Let Dad run it. Let Mom run it. That thing needs to be out. That is Liberty Base, man. The Jeep, you know.
Set
Well,
it to
Liberty
like
Base is-
3/4 gain and have some kids run it. Just bring it to a
Make it a
show and
year
just
for
have them wang
Jeeps.
out.
Yeah.
Or just wait a little longer and put spark subs in there.
Ooh.
There you go.
Oh,
All right, but now listen, I'm kind of an idiot. Okay, so hold
what's
on
up,
here.
Mr. Young?
There will be a 17K per 2 subwoofers. If everybody can be on the same page
Yeah.
with that.
We know that it's Team Sparked Innovation, purple,
Team.
spider, purple, surrounds,
Oh my
We'll get
goodness.
Yeah.
15 hertz special. Come on.
The ZV5 honestly did hold up pretty. I had one ZV5 or two ZV5 15s on one 17K. So 1 amp per 2 subs wired at half ohms. And I beat the dogs. And now, granted, I did have to shrink up my sealed section quite a bit. I did lose my 26 hertz note, but it did peak at 29 afterwards, and it was really reliable. We took it to
26
Sam.
hertz is mid
Mid
base.
base.
That's mid base.
Shut up! Listen,
Here we
you guys.
go.
That's
Y'all
mid-base.
love me, okay?
26 hertz.
Josh is like anything
Jesus.
above 20.
26 hertz
Okay.
hurts my throat.
All
That's
right,
what I'm
Kane.
saying,
Kane, let's
dude.
pull up pictures and videos of the
Can the
Scion
human ear
and,
even hear that
and the
high?
Patriot.
All right,
Let's
here I'll
go.
pull up the sign first because I want to find the one video from Blaine when he tapped out because he thought his nose was bleeding.
No, I thought I had snot coming out.
You
Where-
said I thought my nose was bleeding.
Why? I thought it
and
because it
or-
was so high. Okay, I know which
Well,
one.
listen, wait.
Oh,
Kane,
yes,
pause this
this
real
one.
quick.
This
What's
one.
even worse about this was it was like 16 hertz and Blaine was ready to tap out. Like, you guys
Oh,
don't
yeah, yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
No cap.
See, look, his hat falls off there. See that?
That was 16 hertz. I swear on my life.
Dang.
Now watch. As soon as I
Basically,
touch
they're
my
dying.
nose, right here, I can feel like my right nostril starting to like come a little bit, and I'm like, oh shit. No, my nose is gonna because
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
videos
good.
of
Just
snot coming out of my nose, and I didn't want that to happen
Right.
again. That's why I was
Not
like,
true.
enough. It's not.
That's
why we
not
call it
true.
Snotgate. That's not true.
Oh, it was the best snot gate. Shout out to
Ah,
Liberty Base.
That
here,
was
but
Snotgate
best snot
2.0.
gate was when Jace got out and he's sitting over there coughing, and then you could just see his snot just running. It was amazing. He's like, I didn't tap though,
I didn't tap.
but it
Uh,
hurt. It hurt.
Let's play that one real quick. Yeah, that one right there in the middle. Yep.
Oh,
Oh, that was close, bud. Hell of a
oh, he's in
save.
that.
Hell of a
Almost.
save.
God.
Now,
Who's controlling the leaf blower?
I think my mom was on this one.
Okay.
Now listen, great story. I didn't share this yet. I will have a video of it for this Friday when I do the IFO video. But
Ooh.
my
Ooh.
daughter, yeah, we got some models in here. That was pretty awesome. They did not
Ooh.
know what they were getting into.
Nah.
But my
kids
daughter
got
came
into those
around, and my wife
leotards.
is like, "Do you think she could give out demos?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." So we set the head unit down. We got a crowd of people around us, and everyone's just kind of like looking like, what are we doing here? And this one woman goes, "Yeah, look, there's my mom demoing right there." This one lady,
Absolute
sweet
champ.
soul. This sweet soul goes, "Oh, I'll be her first demo," and she was all bubbly about it. But she goes getting in there. Well, my daughter, doesn't understand the difference between rolling in and just dumping it on you. And so this lady has no idea what the hell she's getting into. And my daughter just grabs the space knob and just goes, "Arr!" and cranks the shit out of her, dude.
I mean, that's one thing you gotta learn though is like with kids, they know no difference. Like I remember
Okay.
handing the knob like when we had 415s to somebody, and big mistake. It wasn't like I didn't turn the head unit down, and I didn't expect the kid to turn it that quickly, and the knob was full before I could blink.
Dude,
It's like Edwin
let's-
called. Their kids are digital. They're either
Yes.
0 or 1.
Yeah, well, my daughter is 100. Like, she blows past 1. She's like pegged at 100 like all the time. It's
Let's
kinda-
be honest. Shout out to Jace's mom. Look at her controlling that knob like a champ. She's even got her knee on the door, dude.
She's taking it like a champ, but
I bet you she's not
I bet
whining
she
that
had
her knee.
a
Her knee isn't black and blue.
Exactly.
8 hours.
Hurt my knee.
Damn it, guys.
Look, her knees on it too.
Good job, Heather.
Hey, it was
job,
8
girl.
hours. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Ed, Rich, you guys don't know this, okay, but I was abused by my build that day. I
Oh,
had a
yeah.
bruise about this big on my
All right,
leg.
here we go.
I
You
was
know,
I
what?
was there.
You know what?
I
You
wanna
guys.
do loud things with no repercussions.
You know what?
didn't wear my knee pads today.
You know what? This
Super
is
down
it.
dog.
My
Your
door's
dog's
hurting
calling
me.
BS on
Dude,
you.
he's hyped, dude.
Whatever. Listen, you guys don't understand.
Hold on.
How much
I know
pain
we're on
I
this
went through.
talk, but there is a very interesting comment I just seen. Christopher Johnson said I'll be 120K on 2 XV3s. That's a lot of
Yeesh.
power.
That's
Nah,
a ton of
yeah,
stuff.
it'll be fine.
Where'd Spark
Oh.
go?
Oh,
It'll
hold
be
on.
fine.
I clicked the wrong thing.
There he is.
Oh my goodness.
Matter
Uh,
of fact, Chris, you need the 30K for the XV3s. 20s just might tickle this around a little bit.
Just maybe.
30K.
He bottom one out. He was. You want to talk about somebody that is
Hey, Aaron
Pulling
Beckner's
off on
saying
their
it best
knob.
right here. And I want everybody to honestly remember this one. It's not the left knee or the right knee. It's the wee knee you got to worry about. And that's facts. We all need to remember that. Okay? Words to live by. Putting that on a shirt now. I'll
I mean, I
another
don't see
t-shirt.
anything wrong with 20K on 2 subs.
No.
I mean,
mean, it works for
especially if
me.
you got some rise, man. I had a 16K, which is a 20K on 2 18s, and I never got more than like 10,000 watts. So I mean,
Facts. They happen.
you get the rise of Roni.
With the box rise, yeah, your own logo's up. It's not pulling as much power. It's fine. And just
Sounds
think
good
that
to
you
me.
have it on deck in case you want to add 2 more or 8 more.
Just send it.
Yeah, just hook it up and
Turn it up, Aaron. Come on now.
Yeah, turn her up, bud. I got one more funny thing for you, and then we're going to start veering into wrapping this bad boy up. But, Caden, when I was going through my import face-off videos, there was a video that I came across. The girl was in the passenger seat, hair going crazy, but the boyfriend was in the hot seat, eating it all up. I couldn't see him tapping out. But in the video, you can see him clear as day. So Jace, is sitting here looking at this girl, and she's laughing, and I'm laughing, and I'm like, hell yeah, we're having a good time. And
he's
this dude
choking.
this dude's like, stop, like he's flailing, and I can't see him because of her hair going crazy.
Thing, turn it up.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, turn up. I got you, fam. No, well, I hear my mom in the background in the video, which I remember it now. But she's like, kill it. He's tapping it. And I'm like completely zoned out. Like, I don't hear anybody telling me that he's like dying in the hot seat. I felt horrible watching this video, dude. Like, I was like, oh, damn. It's like, this guy's never going to watch us or support us again because we're assholes.
And those like
Suffered for the
8K,
passion.
18K per amp.
What I miss?
Chris, he says on 2 I demo at 18K per amp.
Well, that's actually pretty impressive. He's got no box rise then.
Yeah.
Can I have some of that in my build? Like the Jeep ohms out to like 5 ohms or something stupid like that. It kind of sucks.
Well, I mean, the higher rise you have, the more efficient your build is. That's how that works.
No, it means I got less power and I can't send my stuff to Mars. Okay,
That just means you don't need as much power to get loud because you got an efficient box.
Well, the Jeep was pretty efficient. I could never crack a 60 though. Like I always needed just a little bit more. Like we did a 159.6 or something like that at 29 hertz, and I can.
We
never
wouldn't know
get
because
past
it's
that.
under a tarp somewheres. So next.
I'm bringing it back.
Wow.
I'm bringing it back. It'll be ready for Liberty Base
Brutal.
Showdown. You mark my words. I'll have it ready.
Whoa.
It'll be ready. Oh,
Here, hold on. I'll clip that.
Clip
I
that, clip that,
I got
clip
you.
that.
I just did. Screenshotted.
Okay, thank
It-
you.
It will be ready. I've got the subs. I got the wire. I got everything I need. The battery banks out there. I just got.
It better be Liberty Base Wire. That's
Make
all.
sure
It
you
is
get
Liberty
new
Base
cutters. Make sure you get new cutters for that Liberty Base wire.
Dude, that was
Oh,
so
speaking of that, did you Ed, did you guys try cutting that wire?
Oh, not yet. It's only in little lengths, so it's
Oh.
already cut to size.
Try for fun though. You
I
should try
was
to
look-
cut a
I
little
was,
corner of
I
it
was
off.
hoping, yeah.
I
was
got the
hoping
big
you
cutters
guys
that will
tried.
take your thumb off.
Oh, the ratchety ones.
No, just a big sharp like
Oh,
snipper.
yeah, like the Harbor.
Yeah,
Freight
but is
ones.
it like a 10-inch handle or is it like a big?
No, from Snap-on. It's a.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet that still won't work.
Let's
that
see
might
it.
cut. That might cut like butter.
Alright.
Let's see it.
I bet
Where's the
you it
snap
won't.
on?
I
Whip it
got-
out.
I got $5 that says those snap-ons won't cut that right through unless
Jiminy
they get
Christmas.
into about 3 of them.
Whoa!
Blame it.
That-
Okay, so the
that Snap-on
backstory
will
to this
get
is
it.
listen. The backstory to this is that we had a customer. Blaine was in contact with him originally. Actually, do we have that pulled up still?
Rob.
Mm.
Rob said they used the snap-ons for his circumcision.
Robert, it's the only way to do it. Okay. Oh man, where is that? I know I have it pulled up here. I can get it. I can get it pulled up. So,
Well,
Blaine, tell him the story real quick. Why I pulled it
Well,
up.
anyways, a gentleman in contact. He's like, "Hey, what kind of wire and stuff?" So, of course, shameless plug, libertybaseshop.com. Wire, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna order it." And the first thing I said was, "You're gonna love the wire, but I'm gonna tell you, buy new cutters." All right, and then his next message was, "Oh, I got some brand new blue points, and they cut through things like butter and everything." And my next comment was, "Do me a favor. As soon as you get it, video it." So he went and did that, and sure enough, he didn't even break it was it was just fun.
Jaden, I
You
got
gotta
it.
pull it up. You gotta
I'm
pull
linking
it up.
I got it
explain
to Jaden here. Hold on, it's coming to you. This is funny. So
Okay.
it would be funny to see you guys do it. It's in the group chat. Yeah, this is funny.
6 feet
This-
of blue, 6 feet of black. Sounds like you need 25 feet of each, Steve.
Yeah.
LibertyBaseShop.com.
I need well, I don't have blue, but we've got every other color you need. We got black.
Hey,
and
hold on. Don't put me up.
I can spray paint the wire for you if it makes you feel better. I haven't gotten my blue in yet. I'll make it look good. Promise.
Okay.
It might be a little bit of runs in the paint, but it's all right. It's a thought that counts.
You got the purple.
Oh yeah, we do got purple. The purple looks good. Purple.
That
and orange
purple
are good.
does look good.
I am having one. I am having one
All right,
thing
here we
done
go.
to it that I want changed. Is I didn't think about it, but I want a thicker size font that's more bold and outgoing. That's my goal, anyways. For my next order
Ready.
that's coming in. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Right there. All right. So here's the video, guys. This is the funny stuff.
Just unwrap my.
Liberty base 1/0 in orange, which is
Easy,
LA
dog.
Cod colors. My first go around cutting their wire. Let's see what we got.
Now, I want to remind you, Walt's no small dude. He's probably
Yeah, I should've
about
bought me
6'3", 6'4", 260, 270.
right.
You know what I mean? He's not no weakling.
He sent me a video of him cutting other wires like in a private chat. And he had like 7 brands or something like that. And he was cutting through them all like buddy, and he gets to mine and he's like,
What do you end up using? A hacksaw or a grinder or something?
what is it?
You know what? We didn't even follow up with that story. We probably
Yeah.
should have.
You know, legend is he's still trying to cut it.
Yeah, legend is.
That's where he is right now.
Yeah, and that's where we're gonna leave that story.
Watching this
7 days later.
Stop.
Dude,
Wow,
that's
whose healthy dog is barking?
not yours. Blaine, Jiminy Christmas.
Oh, man.
Steve, yes, we do have white
Somebody
wires.
just say
LibertyBaseShop.com.
not yours.
It's white. It's white.
Yeah, look all the colors right there. Green,
Oh, don't let
thick.
Steve see that. That looks. Turn that around. That has
Yeah, I
that
know.
Italian.
Bada bing, right there.
That bada bing right there.
Bada
baby.
bing colors.
That's orange. Though.
Where's
This
Steve
is
at?
Ireland.
Where's Steve?
It almost looks red though.
That's what I'm gonna do for Steve is paint all his reds into orange.
Yes.
Oh.
Hey, Connie
Now,
is looking
now
for
there's a
15
meticulous guy.
Yeah.
Connie is looking for 15 more shirts. Everybody, I love Connie to death. She is an amazing USAC judge. I
So
cannot
we can
recommend
get
her
a
enough.
14 way.
She is building a quilt to, I think, raffle off or give away or do something like that at the end of the year or something like that. I don't remember the whole story.
Like regular cool shirts.
Yeah. She's going to make them into a quilt, and it's going to have a ton of different brands on stuff. So if you guys see her at a show or anything like that, and you got an old audio shirt that's cool or it's got a cool brand on it that you want to have on that quilt for the raffle, give it to her. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Oh,
I'd be too butthurt if I didn't win it then.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
Where's Chad at? Chad's a big gambler. He might win it for you, bud.
He'll buy every spot.
He'll buy every single spot.
He'll guarantee you wins.
The best way to win a waffle is to buy every single entry spot.
That he did.
Well, listen, gentlemen, thank you again so much for coming
Yes.
on the live stream this evening. I really do appreciate it.
Classic, man. You guys are awesome. There ain't a base head out there who don't know you guys. And like I said, we just love your products. You guys keep us going. You guys help us out, keeping our stuff cool. And we want to see another version of the Omi anyways. I do anyways.
It's on the
Oh.
board.
It's
Is
on the
it?
board.
Yeah, I have
It
it.
just matters if it's at the top of the board or at the bottom of the board.
You
It's
know
actually
what?
in the middle, I think. So.
Is it
Oh, I
really?
like that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Blaine,
To
just
this
start
day-
running daily quarter ohm. Quit playing around. Just run
I think
quarter ohm
that is
all the time.
probably one of the most innovative ideas ever. Switching ohm loads on the fly, just tink. That is so brilliant. From demoing to the lanes, going from like 1.4 or whatever, switching down to 0.35 just on a switch. You know what I mean? Things
Yeah.
like that. Badass.
What would be really cool?
Badass.
What would be really cool if I could switch from 14 of my amps running at 1 ohm and click a button, and then it kicks on to only 7 of the amps, and it's wired back up to 2 ohm.
Well,
That would be baller because at 2 ohms I can play really windy. And I've got a feeling that when I go to the 14 amps, it's going to be high notes only. So it would be pretty cool just to
Josh's
bam.
favorite.
Wouldn't it just be windy if you just wouldn't? I mean, isn't it just more watts? So you just turn it up less? I mean,
Well, you would be assuming that I've got good knob control
say
and
he
good
has no
self-discipline.
Did you say turn up less?
Yeah, like I'm going to be doing this more often.
Blaine's
and-
never seen the full knob.
No. I'm such a girl when it comes to. I shouldn't say that. That's the wrong thing to say because there's loud females out there.
Yeah, canceled. You're
I,
canceled. You're done. Get him
Yeah.
out of here. He's out of here. He's done. He's done. Cancel his ass. He's done. He's out of here.
Gotta love Blaine.
that's it. We're all getting in.
Grab him by the
Liberty
base knob. But
That should be a T-shirt, actually. Grab
Oh,
him by the
amazing.
base knob.
Actually, didn't Barnaby have something like that? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised. He probably would be the guy to have that.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
no, what a great stream, man. So it's good to know that this fall we're expecting Sparks subs. Now, do you guys have any special names for the lines of subs?
Well, this is the Blaster series.
The Blaster.
Yeah, and we originally had that artwork on the dust cap, but we changed that. But the idea was to be like a 90s, like, you know, Stroker and the Eliminators and like all these things, right? So to have a name and the artwork like that. So the other series that we eventually come out with may not be retro inspired, so they'll be a little different.
Cool.
I like the sound of that. Well, listen, thank you guys so much for popping onto the stream. A huge shout out to all of our sponsors for Liberty Base Showdown, Elite Window Tint Vinyl, Team Bada Bing. We had Street Race Ohio, Team Death by Decibels, Team Deadly Hurts. I'm missing a few of them. Champion Services. I need to cycle through one more time, make sure I'm not missing anybody. I'm getting pretty good at
TDH.
Private Auto. There's a huge shout out to them for sponsoring. Modern Woodman and Modern Woodman, all sponsors. And again, huge shout out to all of our vendors and stuff coming.
DJ Pinch, thank you for these stars, brother.
Oh, thank you so much, brother. We do appreciate that. That's awesome. And again, thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Again, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. we do these live streams, so make sure you mark your calendars on your phone for next week. Let's start ahead. We'll go with Sparked Innovations. Where can we find you guys at on social media?
Everything Sparked Innovations. So sparkedinnovations.com and then at Sparked Innovations, Twitter, Facebook. Well, not so much Twitter. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all the fun ones. I think we're even on Pinterest if anybody uses that anymore.
Who is on Pinterest? That's another topic for another day. Mr. Blaine, where can we find you at, my friend?
You can find me at Mini Trucker 88 on YouTube, Blaine on Facebook, and remember to go gray in May. It is Pediatric Brain Cancer Awareness Month for children. So please, people, advocate for your children.
Yes, love that, brother. Thank you for that. Mr. Josh, where can we find you at?
Josh TCP Daily on Facebook. That's about it. Josh Don't Slap on Instagram.
Yeah, I like that one, baby. I like that one.
Facts.
Kane, where can we find you at?
X Boomin, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Awesome, man. And listen, you guys already know Liberty Base on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all the good stuff. We will see you guys next week.
Girthiest wire in the game.
It's all about the girth, baby.
The girth.
Go check these two dudes out, man. You won't be sorry.
Yes,
Thank you.